Hello class, in this video I'll be showing you how to find the domain of a function given its equation. Let's begin. In this example we have the root function f of x is equal to the square root of x squared minus 4x minus 12. And since the root is even, the domain is all x such that x squared minus 4x minus 12 is defined and it is greater than or equal to 0. All right, so we're going to start with the first requirement. When is x squared minus 4x minus 12 defined? Since x squared minus 4x minus 12 is a quadratic term, it is defined for all real numbers. Okay, on to the second requirement. When is x squared minus 4x minus 12 greater than or equal to 0? And to solve this, I'm going to break this down into two separate equations. The first one being x squared minus 4x minus 12 is equal to 0. And the second one being x squared minus 4x minus 12 is strictly greater than 0. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to solve the equation on the left because that will help me solve the equation on the right. Okay, so to solve the equation on the left, I'm going to have to factor, and that is going to be x minus 6 times x plus 2, and that product has to equal 0. And that's going to happen if x is equal to 6 or x is equal to negative 2. All right, so since we want equality here, both x is equal to negative 2 and x is equal to 6 are in the domain. Okay, so now we're on to x squared minus 4x minus 12 is strictly greater than 0. To solve this, I'm going to create a number line. And on this number line, I'm going to place negative 2 and 6. And we know that this expression is equal to 0 at those two numbers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose some numbers on this number line and test the sign of x squared minus 4x minus 12. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to test one number that's less than negative 2. So let's say negative 3. Then I'm going to test another number between negative 2 and 6. Well, let's say 0. And I'm going to test another number greater than 6. Let's go 7. All right, so I've already gone ahead and done all the testing. And after all the testing, I've noticed that if x is less than negative 2, then x squared minus 4x minus 12 is positive. If x is greater than 6, then x squared minus 4x minus 12 is also positive. So if we want to make the domain in interval notation, we're going to create the number line again. And we've already stated that negative 2 and 6 are in the domain, so I'm going to put some closed circles there. And we're going to go to the left of negative 2, and we're going to the right of positive 6. So the domain in interval notation will be negative infinity to negative 2 with a brace, union 6 to infinity. And we are done.